it's just an incredible story of underachievement, of potential that was never realized. And so I'd be really excited for someone with some product vision to go in there and take some chances. We know that it's got the most valuable corpus of data, the most valuable body of information in the world. There's stuff in there for every person on this planet that's interesting. They have just failed repeatedly to surface that in an easy to digest way for most normal people.
Have you been disappointed with Jack's product leadership? Have you been hoping he'd bring in someone else?
Yeah, I was really hoping to see Ev get back involved in the company. That was one of the reasons why we put a lot of our heft behind Jack coming back in, and why one of the reasons why.
On the table?
Yeah, it was, to have Ev not necessarily back in a formal role, but I think he's the one who's always had the product vision at that company. You know, he was the one who took it from 2 million users to 200 million users. And though Ev might not be the kind of guy who wants to keynote on the big stage, et cetera, his ideas have always been a couple years ahead of the rest of the market. Case in point, 4 years ago, he was pounding the table that we needed to get into live video. I don't think any of us understood the urgency, and now it's obvious that live video is the evolution of all these platforms.
So why didn't that happen?
I'm not sure, but it's been a disappointment. I think Bain's side of the house, I really wanted to see Adam Bain's role grow, and I didn't see it grow like we had been told it was going to grow. And I think he's delivered on the revenue side to the extent he can without user growth. But I'd really like to see this go to a partner who has distribution to just grow it organically using other platforms. And at the same time say, guys, we've got the best data and we've got it faster than anybody else out there. Why aren't we making it easier?
Dick Costolo was just on Bloomberg and said he thinks that Twitter can still be an independent company. What do you think?
I don't see how it gets materially better over the next 2 years without fresh blood. I just don't see a path to that. I don't hear that there's any Twitter 2.0 or 3.0 or 4.0 in the works. I haven't heard anyone talk with great passion about what's coming down the pike right now.
So do you hope for an acquisition? Do you hope for a new CEO?
I hope for an acquisition. I think there are some great product teams that this fits in with naturally, and that's not a new thing for me. I've been saying this for a long time. I think it is a natural complement to at least 4 or 5 companies out there. And
Who
so
would
I'd
you
like to see. I mean, look, it's an obvious Google fit. I think Google underestimated the company for a long time because it's not scientifically hard to pull off. You know, in the same way that Google kind of underestimated Blogger for years. Blogger, to a computer scientist, just looks like a front end on FTP, but it's a canvas on which humanity just paints incredible, incredible thoughts. That's what Twitter is, but to the scale that Blogger never even achieved. So I look at a Facebook. Facebook has tried to copy this company a bunch of times, and they haven't pulled it off yet. But I think they could really bring some great vision to the curation of the tweets. How do we service the best tweets? If you and I are busy all day and we check into Twitter, I don't want to just see the 10 most recent tweets. I want to see the 10 best tweets that I missed, the ones that have the most engagement. I love looking at greatest hits. That's why SportsCenter exists, is so you can see the highlights of the day and you don't watch just the game that happens to be on at that moment. I think Facebook gets that and could really help in that way. I think Microsoft would be able to absorb this business and actually take some chances with it.
Disney?
Yeah, Disney makes sense. I think people are overweighting the importance of media onto the platform. The truth is there's a lot of audience there's a lot of engagement, and if you do that, media partners will come. You don't necessarily have to do a strategic media access deal in order to get people excited about a platform like this. You just have to make it the most fun place to engage with that content and the easiest place to monetize, and then content shows up. Years ago, I brought Kobe Bryant by the Twitter offices, and they showed him how NBA was partnering with Twitter to provide clips of the games. And Kobe said, wow, how much did you have to pay the NBA to get that? And everybody in the room laughed. He's like, why are you laughing? He's like, no, they gave it to us for free and we're going to split the money. He's like, really? And it was in the NBA's interest because they know there's a really powerful audience there that when they engage with those clips are going to drive to tune into the actual broadcast. They've got the data that backs that up. So you don't need to do a strategic content partner deal.
You were the biggest shareholder at one time. Have you sold any Twitter shares? Or have you held on?
I've definitely sold some Twitter shares, yeah.
How much?
The way I would put it is, I don't own as many as I used to because I'm not an idiot, but I own more than I should because I'm an idiot, yeah.
How much do you think Twitter would go for?
An acquisition is priced into the price right now. As much as I'm a cheerleader for that company, I still believe there's a lot of potential. It's really hard for something that's not growing to justify paying over where it's trading in the market right now.
Okay.
I think it's pretty much priced to perfection.